All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a very special Evolution review here on BCP Plus. Guys, please welcome in and welcome back to the show. You know him as lay editor-in-chief of the popbreak.com, hashtag Dad Instincts, the one and only, we are not worthy, my good friend, Sensei, Mr. Bill Bakken. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm glad I'm here to the remix to the BCP with that new intro. I mean, I didn't know you were such a turntablist. Brings me back to my days of covering clubs at the Jersey Shore. It's wild times here. You got me talking WWE, so you know it's gonna be a journey. We're gonna grow together. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's gonna be great, man. And we got DJ
You're gonna regret
Father
every
Christmas.
moment.
I knew you were going to comment on the. I knew you were going to comment on the.
I loved it. I thought it was great. I actually loved it.
I don't know if you're being sarcastic.
No, I'm being so serious. I think it was great.
But thank you for jumping on. I'm going to rudely share this out as we go into Evolution. Bill, big wrestling weekend, man. Big content creator weekend. So much going on. It really was a buffet. It was like
the Sizzler.
It was like I missed the Sizzler, by the way.
You know who you could have seen on Sunday? You could have seen the Rizzler. That's a completely different story. But I do love a good breakfast buffet. You go to a hotel, it's the best. I don't care where you are. You get a free breakfast buffet. You're living a good life.
I'll say this: when we book the hotels, we do a lot of traveling. Yeah, you get used to that. A lot of production stuff here. We're trying, Bill. We're trying. But I always look to see if there's the free breakfast. So very, very important. Any place
because you're a man of taste and also not a millionaire.
Yes,
it's the journalist. It's the journalist way.
Yes, pretty much. You hit that right on the head. Dude, so much to talk about. What a great pro wrestling weekend it was, man. Just overall, real quick, before we dive into Evolution, what were some of your favorite, all-encompassingly, even to the independents? Was anything that really stood out to you? Like, what were your favorite moments for the weekend? Anything that hit in the heart? Because I know Paige is your guy.
Paige is my guy. But let me talk about this real quick. I think this was a definitive. I was talking to Calvin Cately, DFPN, No Gimmicks Podcast, senior editor here at the popbreak.com, contributor to the Pop Break. We're going to throw it up for him right there so you can see me. We were talking, he and I, earlier today. This was a definitive moment for wrestling this weekend. The two companies really planted their flag. Like, if you love entertainment, if you're like, I am hyped to see Jelly Roll in the ring, if I'm hyped to see Logan Paul in like this celebrity tag match, this glitz and glamour, 40,000 people at MetLife Stadium coming up, WWE reinforced that. If you're like, hey, I want to see a bald guy get stabbed in the head with a fork, and I want to see wrestling, just like the in-ring, AEW really planted their flag this weekend. Both companies solidified what they are about. And what the great thing is, sometimes you want a little bit, like a buffet. You want a little bit from over in WWE. You want a little bit over. Well, I always bring up food. You want a little bit from AEW. Now, I'm going to eat a little bit more from the AEW pile, but I mean, there was a lot of good wrestling. You had GCW this weekend. You had other promotions out there, Ring of Honor, everything else happening. And it's just like, what a time to be a wrestling fan. Because I can remember such a long period of time where it was like, if you weren't like trying to find your local VF Dub or Rec Center, you weren't getting a ton of great wrestling because it was literally WWE, sometimes TNA. You hope Ring of Honor was coming around. And now the access we have to everything around the world at this time. What a beautiful time to be a pro wrestling fan. I do have to bummer it for a second, though.
Oh, I was going to say, what a great positive take. I love it.
We have to like put into perspective how much people put themselves on the line. Adam Cole and Seth Rollins, both with horrible injuries. So I think it's also a reminder to us, like, hey, just the respect we need to have for pro wrestlers because they do put their bodies on the line so often. And simple moves that you'd see, you're like, could be like the end. So let's celebrate our wrestlers. Let's buy their merch. Let's put them over. But if I had to say some of my favorite stuff from the weekend, one, I did love All In. I watched most of it. It was a long show, and the Mox Hangman stuff was great. It was the perfect ending. I think AEW really, they said they wanted to restore the feeling. It's, to quote Scott Hall, don't sing it, bring it, and that's what they did, and that's what they've been doing. And I think that's great. And I loved what I saw. I loved that whole thing over with All In. A lot of stuff happened there. Mercedes Moné, Tony Storm was great. But also I caught a bit of the show we're going to be talking about today. Caught a lot of bit of it because I'm a fan of the first Women's Evolution, which happened quite a number of years ago. And I think we should get into it. I think we should get into this one a little, let's call it like it is.
Yeah.
A lot overdue, and a lot under promoted. I think a little rushed. But I think the people on the show knew that, and they're like, you know what? We're going to prove everyone wrong. We're going to show everyone up, and they certainly did that.
Beautifully said. What an introduction, but I knew I had to write.
You were sweating blood. You're like,
look, I was sweating, but it was still good.
Oh god,
I was sweating, but it was still good.
He's gonna swear. He's gonna swear. And I'm like,
bro, you know what? No, we're not on the radio today, and I'm learning all these radio rules. So like, it's like a big load off my. Also, I was doing all the text, so thank you for everyone who listened. It was a lot of this and this.
One finger's on the dump button the whole time. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go do it. No, but yeah, what a time to be a fan.
Yeah,
this is the best time.
Beautifully said, Bill. All joking aside, man, I absolutely love that. Matt, who was on the radio with us,
right.
Andy Spark, Joe Henry's favorite personality here on BCP Plus. First ever all women's major boxing card as well on Friday. I love it. I've not watched it yet. I don't know anything about it. I am going to watch it. Thank you for putting that. Second ever all women's WWE card on Sunday. Beautifully said by the Andy Spark. Bill, to your point, man, what's really cool before we get into Evolution,
I saw your tag.
It was the buffet. Like you said it perfectly, full circle. There was so much going on. There was one point, I think it was Friday night, at the same 10-minute span from about 4 different people. I got, hey, Orso versus Stackhouse at GCW, match of the year, or was it Thursday? Bandito.
It's Friday.
Bandito versus Takeshita. That was all within the 10-minute span, like, of each other. It was like match of the year. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I think coming up to Evolution, and yeah, we could go back and forth about the build. It was kind of like, felt very kind of last minute, but they all delivered. But it was probably also because all that wrestling the weekend, this was kind of like the last event. So everyone, I knew they were going to turn up. You know, I knew everyone was going to, and they were going to turn up before that, but even more so, puts that chip on the shoulder. So like you said, Bill, hats off to everybody. It's cool. I think we could pick out 4, even 5 match of the years from the GCW stuff all the way up to WWE and everything in between, man. So beautifully said.
Gonna put that Goldberg match on there.
I don't want to get too much into Saturday night's main event. I will say
no one does.
I thought
no one wants to talk about it.
I thought it was one of his better. I thought it was one of his better WWE matches. And I thought Gunther was the right opponent for that.
It's like saying I got like an okay sunburn.
I thought it was apropos. And I loved the speech at the end. I thought Goldberg did a really good job.
Do you actually saw the whole thing?
And at an advanced stage. But let's get into Evolution here, Bill.
I'd rather talk about Evolution. Yes.
Let's talk about it.
And not the fake 4 horsemen that happened.
So from the Triple Threat Intercontinental Championship to open it, which was really, really solid, you knew it would be, to the main event between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. Man, what a great match that was. We were talking about it. I think Tyler and Kelvin and I were talking about it. It's like one of those like match. I like matches like that. Where I'm like, oh, this is match of the year. This is a match of the year candidate. But then there's like kind of like that schmozz finish. And for all the right reasons, I thought the Naomi cash-in was perfect and unexpected and beautiful. Does that take away from the match of the yearness of it? Because I like match of the year to be like kind of cookie cutter clean and like nice crisp ending. But this was really good. Maybe it added to it. Yeah.
I think we have to like let's stop with that. I kind of put a break on match of the year stuff because overall I think sometimes we get lost in that and we try to hyperanalyze stuff, and I hyperanalyze things all the time. But it's like, what story did it tell, right? Like for example, All In, was it the best AEW wrestling show of all time? No, but did they tell the great stories? That's it. If you're going to put up, was Io and Rhea as good as a triple threat for Mania this year? No. But
that's arguable. They were both great.
Right. But the story here is Naomi cashing in. Now, what's going to happen? Because like, think about this. One of the great WrestleMania main events is the heist of the century, right?
Yes.
If you watch that match, Roman versus Brock, not great.
Not my favorite.
Not even close. But that run-in and that ending, chef's kiss. And that's what we're going to remember. Remember, WWE moments, not matches. That's what I think we have to do. I think that's how I differentiate.
I don't like putting things into boxes. Like I felt we got a little bit from column A and a little bit from column B, because that was a great match. Even when you said was that as good as the triple threat from WrestleMania? I'm like, they were both really good. Like, and what you didn't, I don't think this was on camera, but you had Io and Rhea kind of walking away and they were like hugging each other and like showing respect up the entranceway. Like, I don't know if that was on the actual feed or not, but that was really cool. But you have a good point. Like, you do remember, Naomi coming in, and it was a good, like you said, it was a great story. But the match up to that point, I think I will remember as like one of the best matches of the year.
I won't, but I think it was really good. But I think like the Naomi stuff is like, I love it, right? But I also have so many reservations.
Okay,
and
hold that
thought.
Worries.
I
do.
I hold on to a lot of fear and anxiety and reservation, so this is fine. We're going to be good.
That's me every day.
Shove it down.
Real quick, let's go to the chat real quick. We want you guys to be a part of this too. Evolution was phenomenal. I really did enjoy it. We watched the whole thing last night. We had a nice little night. It was really, really a lot of fun. Bubba John in the chat. Welcome, Bubba John. Thanks for tuning in. Saying lifelong Goldberg hater, and I will give him props for his last match.
You can't call yourself a lifelong. You can't call yourself a lifelong hater and then like that match, because somewhere Bret Hart is crying now.
Tim Hardy in the chat. Okada versus Kenny underdelivered. I did not see it. I did not see that. So
it was a different. It wasn't as good as our other ones. I don't know.
I think I'd heard that. And this freaking guy. So Tim is also saying 6 days until I get my free beers. See you soon, current boyfriend 25. I will see you Sunday at Slammiversary. I will buy you a beer because he made a wager.
Don't buy Tim Hardy a beer.
No,
He has two famous brothers who could buy him stuff.
Nice. Well played.
Come on.
I said that Trick was not going to win the TNA World Championship. I tried to get them to juke with me just for you, Bill, by the way. That was only for you.
Yeah, but I would have made that. You know who would have made that happen? Kelvin.
Kelvin would have made. Oh, God. He got them rapping Public Enemy, but what do I know?
It would have happened.
But Tim said, and a man, and I said a beer. I will buy you a beer. So let's not change the thing. But I'm a man of my word. Trick won the TNA championship. I owe you a beer. I'll see you at Slammiversary, sir. Just message me. We'll make it happen. Let's get one or two more comments and let's keep it going. Free beer. What's going on here? We've completely derailed. And let's go to Matt Wittes in the chat saying Io and Rhea did a top-notch job in this briefcase. This guy.
That son of a gun.
Yeah. Chef's kiss. The cash-in took something away. I get what you're saying. I can look at it from both point of view. And these are really good problems to have and like good things to talk about. It was masterfully done. I really enjoyed the match. And everyone thought Naomi was going to cash in on Tiffany Trish because she was on SmackDown, but you can cash in either way. So I really enjoyed it. Guys, let us know in the chat.
You know why I wasn't? Because this is not the last dance between Io and Rhea. This is their Flair Steamboat. This is their fight forever feud. So we're going to see this again.
Ooh, true. North-South connection. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're subscribed over on the channel on YouTube. Split Emotion saying a great moment with the surprise. Agree. The match was awesome. I agree. Hard to make the call and decision. I'd still take the moment. And at the end of the day, good problems to have. Is this a match of the year? Is this a moment? A lot of good stuff happening. So I love that that's a problem. Bill, did you have a couple things that you wanted to kind of nitpick with Naomi's character? Because I think I've been very high on her forever.
No.
I think this is her final form.
I don't have a problem with Naomi at all. Well, okay. I have problems with the circumstances around Naomi. Is my thing. So one, for the 47th time in a row, she lost to Jade Cargill. So she lost to her at WrestleMania. She lost to her at the street fight. Every time they have a confrontation, she gets beat up. And now who's Queen of the Ring? Jade Cargill. So are we going to see are we going to see her cash in on Jade Cargill? Like on my challenge.
Oh, you're saying that's out of the equation now. Yeah. Okay.
No. I'm not saying, I'm like, is that the equation? It's now we go, she takes the Queen's clean sweep, or we could say the Queen sweep of Naomi and takes the title off her at SummerSlam. Or Is it the winner of the Battle Royal, Stephanie Becker, close to your heart, Rob? Is just one of your favorite wrestlers? Is she a transition champion? That's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see her being a transition champion. I want to see her have a little bit of a run. But I could see it either being like Naomi is in a 4-way with Bianca Rhea and Io at SummerSlam. She wins that. Then Clash in Paris. Stephanie Becker takes the title. You know what I mean? That's my worst French accent. People in France don't. Stephanie Becker.
I feel like we're just being disrespectful, and I apologize for that.
They don't talk like that in France. But does she just drop it there? So she has like a 2-month reign, or a month and a half reign. And I just feel like Naomi, I've said this for a long time, I like to see her have a little more runway. I want to see her do more because it's just like, I don't want her to have the title for a month and drop it.
Okay.
That's what I don't want. And that's what I fear is going to happen.
I could get behind that last thing you said, like, hey, I don't want this to be a short run for her, like to be a transitional champion. I think as the Money in the Bank holder, I expected her to take a lot of L's, like just because that's what usually happens because they're kind of untouchable because they have that briefcase. So that's what typically happens. But we've talked about it a lot on this show with the feud with her and Jade Cargill. Kelvin and I have said many times, like, we need that kind of reignited. They need to finish what they started. So I get what you're saying. Like maybe there's a little bit of meat left on the bone with that. That's a fair assessment.
But I don't want there to be.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want Jade Cargill to beat her. Like I don't want this title to go, 2-3 weeks. SummerSlam's in a couple weeks. I don't want her to drop it immediately. Nor do I want to drop it in mid-August in Paris to Stephanie Becker. I want to see her go with it. But you kind of box yourself into a corner a little bit. You have these two women you want to build, right? And Jade and Stephanie, who both got their start in AEW. So you want to see one of them with a title, right? So maybe one beats Tiffy, but then one's got to lose to Naomi. Like it's a weird situation. And I'm not a fan of it. I don't want Naomi to be like a one and done real quick because she had the title before a long time ago, did not hold it for very long. And I just think she's earned the right to a longer run.
Yeah, I would agree that she's earned the right to a longer run. In fact, I hope she has a really long run, but you're right. There's some heavy hitters. There's some other feuds going on, but I think Raw, and we're coming up Raw about 40 minutes from now. I'm expecting to see Naomi on Raw tonight in some form or fashion.
Yeah, she should be. Yeah.
Really good stuff, Bill. Let's take it to the chat real quick.
Take it to the chat.
Bubba John saying it gave Naomi heat. Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, and even in the press conference, you could see, shout out our friend Stephanie Hardy, another Hardy, asked her about some of the things her tape said on the Titantron about being a third wheel and underutilized, and asked, what that meant to her and did this validate her right here. And it was really an endearing answer to that question. So people are part of this journey, even though she's a heel. I think that's very interesting. I don't think things need to be like one way or the other necessarily. Rhea had still never beaten Io for the belt. Great point, Matt. Great point. Tim in the chat, real quick. We're going to run through this. Who does Roman face now at SummerSlam? Yeah, Roman, I don't know what the deal is. I know he might be working on a movie. I don't like to speculate here too much. He
might not even be on SummerSlam.
Yeah, unfortunately, and I don't want to put that out into the world, but you might be right, Bill. Unfortunately,
it's 3 weeks till SummerSlam, and if you don't have much of a card, that's not great. But they have sold 80,000 tickets between 2 days, so I mean, like they're doing okay. Hey, Chris LeClaire, thanks a lot, pal.
Chris, yeah, thank you, Chris. We appreciate that. Over on YouTube, guys, if you're watching on Facebook, hit us up on the YouTube channel. We're posting clips every day, some of our interviews leading up to Slammiversary this week. So very excited about that. Bill, I know you tease me, man, and try not to be too hard on me here because I thought that Battle Royal was fantastic, especially the end with the final 3 or 4. I really enjoyed it. I had a feeling Nikki Bella was going to win it. I know you're going to tease me, so I'll try to get through
this. Listen, you can look, but she can't touch that title shot. Come on.
Thank you, guys. Good night. Thanks for tuning in. I really I always pick Stephanie on the BCP. I really think, and I know you're going to tease me.
But why?
I really, really, really think, and even from her promo with Stephanie afterwards, Stephanie McMahon, from her interview on Busted Open saying like, hey, I grew up without food. I grew up poor, like wrestling fed me. And she kind of said something similar today where she had said, I always wanted to be a pro wrestler. And English is, I'm I'm not good at English and I'm learning English, but pro wrestling is my first language. And
Pro
I
wrestling
get it.
translates. Pro wrestling has always transcended everything. It transcends language. It transcends culture. It's why we can sit and watch a tape from Japan. Okay, maybe when I sat and watched the tape from Japan in high school, I was a nerd. I didn't need English commentary. I can watch AAA on YouTube, and I don't need
Love
it
that.
speaks to you. And so I don't think Stephanie Vick, like the whole thing of like, oh, they gotta know, I don't think she needs to know English. Stephanie Vickera is beloved by the WWE owners and this podcast. But it's like, so it's like she's trying to learn English, which is great. I love it. But she's got the people in the palm of her hands just by her actions. And that's the sign of a great wrestler.
I want your honest opinion, Bill,
Sure.
on this. Let me ask it this way, because I have so much to say. I think from her being in NXT and them putting the jetpack on her to being the first ever NXT and NXT North Americans women's champion at the same time. We were there that night when she won the championship in Madison Square Garden. She's been killing. She's been having killer matches. And I'm not talking about the AEW matches versus the W match. I'm talking about the person, the character, the persona. There is something very organic to me. And they said it on the post show. Like I had even had this conversation with someone else where I was like, it's very organic. It's very endearing. She's not copying anyone. She's not being, and they said this on the post show too. She's not being like another one of the 4 horsewomen, or she's not trying to be an EO or the next Rhea. Like she's unapologetically her. And I think the fans are behind her. And yes, we know there's like certain moves and things like that. And all joking aside, but like things that endear you that every wrestler has. But I think there's something very, very genuine. And this is a journey I want to see. And I think they see it too. They want to put this jetpack on her. And I think her future is very, very bright. And I think she's one of the best wrestlers from doing the submissions, the technical, to AJ Styles spiral tap, which no one does that. And she lands it perfectly every time. I think she might be one of the best women, one of the best wrestlers in the world. All joking aside, Bill, all joking aside, what do you think about Stephanie Vickera? Does she deserve this win?
Oh, I mean, it was unequivocally yes. I mean, my problems with the Battle Royal are not her. Because I think she's one of the best. She's one of the best wrestlers in WWE. Period. Stop sentence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, agree.
She's great.
Agree.
And she's only gotten better. Like I saw her live against Mercedes Moné, where you'll be this Saturday at the UBS Arena on Long Island for Slammiversary. I saw her at Forbidden Door against Mercedes, and she was awesome. So, and I think she's only gotten better, which is nuts. Because when she came in, you're like, oh, she's great. She's only gotten better. She's one of those people who's like taken that WWE polish and has completely taken it onto her, but has like, she's accepted it. She's taken it, but she's made it her own. She's never lost her. She's never lost being Stephanie Vickera at the end. She's not like, well, I'm now the WWE version of who I used to be. No, she's her. And I think that's what's great about her. She's fantastic. I do want to see her win a title. I just feel like it's at Naomi's expense. And I was like, I thought we were going to get more of Naomi. Come on, But no, she's great. She deserves all the titles all the time. She's going to be, if she stays healthy, she's first ballot Hall of Famer.
Wow, that's a strong statement, and I love that, Bill, and I'm glad you agree with me there. All joking aside, because I know you're going to tease me, I really do think like it's hard to have like, I think in this day and age, maybe because I'm older and I've been a fan for a while, or maybe because I'm so in it.
As young as me, you're not as old as me, so you're good.
It's hard to like go on a journey, I think, these days with the wrestler, like we did with Cody a little bit, but like Ray was always my guy. Like I really wanted him to win the Cruiserweight Championship from Matt Hardy, and that was like my journey to see him go all the way, win the Royal Rumble, get the World Championship. I love going on those journeys. And this day, there's just so much going on and I'm covering all of it. It's hard to get like as emotionally invested, and I think something's there with the emotional investment with
it all depends.
It's genuine.
It all depends on the person.
Yeah,
because you've watched more, so you're not as easily hooked. But like, listen, Hangman, how many times we've been on this journey with him, and we're still there, and now everyone cried when he won. I don't know if people are at the crying stage with Stephanie Vickera yet, but she's gonna be a top star for them, undoubtedly. Day over, 40.
Bill's in a day over 29. That's what I heard. Jeffrey T. Fountain, USDN.
I mean, it's been the same color since 29. So, but my problems with the Battle Royal are different.
Real quick. I'm gonna let you finish. Real quick, Bill. I'm gonna say this. I love the final 4, final 3, and because and I'm not the only one because I'm getting a lot of Lash comments in the chat. I
Yes,
thought
I'll get to
Lash did
her.
a great job. She's come a very long way.
What a way from that talk show she had when it was NXT 2.0. When it was TikTok NXT, it was so bad. And they pushed this poor woman so quick and she wasn't ready. Now she's ready.
Yeah.
Because those forearms that she throws, those are vicious.
Yeah.
And she is tall as shit.
Easy with that vicious stuff there, Bill.
Sorry about that. She's very tall. She's very formidable. Like she did, as Matt said, woman handled Nia Jax. You need that next person. Like Jim Ross always says, athletic, big athletes draw money.
And she's figuring out like the little stuff in between. She's figuring out like
kicking everyone's ass.
Yeah, really good. But I think there was one point someone did something real flippy or whatever to someone else, and she just bam with a forearm, like you were saying, and just knocked them. It was like it reminded me of the Indiana Jones, where like the guys like with the sword, and you just, I was like, that was great. That was great. I love that stuff.
She was excellent. I think she's the one person in the Battle Royal that wasn't an established name that they actually did something with, and that's my problem with this Battle Royal, because you had other women from NXT who really could have used a moment, and like they kind of got jumped. Like the first two people are Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dame. And to the general WWE fan, you're like, who are they? Well, that's a problem. You need to know them because they're in a sizable program in NXT. And
I picked Izzy to win the Women's North American Championship at Great American Bash. Yeah.
And they got dumped out like they were two comedy acts or they were two like opening card cats you never heard of. And I thought that was like, I'm like, oh, that's terrible. And then I looked at like, they kept talking about Jada Parker, who was in the Royal Rumble this year. Didn't give her anything. Her name got mentioned. And it's like, oh, she did a thing. She's gone. And the woman I'm saying who is like Print Money Jones, Lola Vice. My God, how are you not making money with her? She does the Nikki Bella thing. So you get a little bit.
She had a little shine. She had a little.
Should have been a lot more because, like, here's the thing. She has the look. She's got the MMA background.
Yes.
She knows how to work the crowd. And I think this is overall my issue with the WWE with their NXT brand is like they're always allergic to putting it on the homegrown people or making them a top person. It's like, no, it's Jordan Grace, it's Julia, it's Stephanie, it's this person, it's whoever was famous before they got to NXT because it's easy. And you have someone right there in Lola Vice. So I'm like, she should be like having t-shirts, she should have an action figure. She should be connecting with your audience, but you just are allergic to doing it. Also, you have this relationship with TNA. Why was make this feel special? Why not have someone from TNA in there? You're not going to put Masha in there. You don't want her, the champ, to lose, right? Why not have like a Tasha Steelz, Alicia Edwards, Rosemary, anybody? Because what you're doing is putting prestige on this. AAA was such a big deal for you. Where's anyone from AAA in this? Where's Dallas, who you said was this great wrestler? She's not. She's okay. But you didn't put her in there, or Lady Flammer, or Chick Tormenta, anyone that you could work with. Make it feel big and important. Instead, you made it felt like a battle royal that could have happened on Raw or SmackDown. Because WWE's battle royals are so static. They're so outside of this Nikki Bella, Chelsea Green thing, which is going to happen tonight. Yeah. There's no feuds. There's nothing played upon. It's just like this person gets dumped. This person gets dumped. This person gets dumped. This person gets dumped. We have a final four. Okay, here's where stuff happens. You should be able to build something off of this. Give these other women, instead of making them cannon fodder, build little things you could put in other matches. Like do something. Be creative with it. And they don't do that. The Nikki Bella Chelsea Green thing, I think, is going to be fun. And that should be a SummerSlam match, not a Raw match. Because it's like, that's an easy draw money match.
Give me someone else for Chelsea for SummerSlam. Give me someone else for Chelsea for SummerSlam.
I want to see Chelsea Green and her Secret Service, Alba and Piper, versus Nikki and two other people.
Okay.
Like, give me two women from NXT. Give me Brie and Mickie James. Easy peasy. Like you have two nights to fill. Like put Chelsea Green deserves to be on a PLE.
Oh gosh.
She's great. She gets everything over. And Nikki Bella, everyone loves her. She's a star. Put her on. Thank you, Heather.
Bill, some good points there. Good points there, Bill. And I'll get to the chat in a minute. I think a lot of it was, and I get it. To me, the next question I was going to ask, you kind of hit on it, was, do you feel there should have been more legends kind of in that battle? And again, I want to make this clear. It's not a Royal Rumble. It's not like people come out and surprise. Like everyone comes out at the beginning, so it would be hard to kind of like,
it's
in production terms, do a surprise. But
you can't really, because that's why I'm saying bringing in other people from other promotions, or like why not even bring in the Evolve Women's Champion, or someone from LFG, or someone who's on Evolve like Wendy Chu or Kylie Ray, or an ID talent, right? Make it different, make it mean something, because you can't do the legends, because I think it's diminished returns at this point. You had it on the first Evolution. It was so crazy. You've got Alundra Blaze and Ivory and all these other people, but now you've had them in Royal Rumbles. They've done it a million times, so it's diminishing returns. And that, I think, is kind of my issue with the Trish Stratus Tiffany Stratton match. Is like, you've had Trish come back so many times and she's lost a lot, kind of like what they did with Goldberg. Like, Goldberg's lost a lot. Like, you keep diminishing how much it means to have these people come back.
Hold the Trish thought. We'll get there next.
And it was a good match. But I'm just saying,
great match.
She wasn't going to win. You had no doubt in your mind she was going to lose.
Oh, yeah.
Because how many times you brought her back and she's lost?
So many things to hit on. I'll move it back to the Battle Royal real quick.
Yep.
We'll get to the comments. I think in terms of bringing, I was one of the first ones to say, hey, let's get some TNA talent in here. Why not? Because of the crossover. Yeah. That seems to be more just NXT, just statistically speaking, outside of Joe Henry, maybe.
So dopey.
Also, in terms of like LFG and things like that, I don't know. And I love what they're doing with Evolve and just embracing independence on that sort of way. But I think the idea was, because Trips has said it without saying it, was kind of like he's addressed it where it's like, we have our core, we have our guys. So I'm glad. Like, it was awesome to see Ivy Nile. We interviewed her; she's great. It was great to see Maxine Dupree. Yeah. Like, yeah.
But why not add a little bit of seasoning? Put those sprinkles on the cupcakes. You know what I mean? Hey, here's someone from AAA. That's how much this title shot means. They could go out the first two people, but you have them there and make it feel important. We're bringing in someone from TNA wants to be here to win a title shot. Someone from Mexico wants to be here to win a title shot. Yeah, they're not going to win, but you add the prestige, make it feel special, and you add, because, and God forbid you promote anything that isn't main roster. You know what I mean? Like, come on. You can promote TNA on a PLE. You can promote AAA. You have a deal with these other shows. You could put them on there. Don't you want to expose everyone to every brand you have your fingers in? That's the silly part of it. It's money left on the table.
Kelvin. I'm trying to fire up your comments. Bill brings up a great argument. I would love to see more from AAA, more from Slammiversary. I will say they have been pushing Slammiversary pretty hard. But that being said, Kelvin says you have so many avenues to bring in more women. WWE interacts with AAA, Evolve, TNA. Yeah, absolutely. Here's me playing devil's advocate. I want to be the first to say I would love to see, especially the TNA people come in. Because there was a time when even the NXT people weren't in the Battle Royals, and now they are. That being said, Bill, playing devil's advocate, does that take away a spot from someone who is on Raw and catering every week? If
you add 5 people to that Battle Royal, you don't have to put it on for 2025. You don't have to put it in 2 rings.
Yeah.
If you add 5 people, it's not going to take away from somebody.
So we need some sprinkles on the cupcakes. That's what Heather's saying.
It's all like that little attention to detail, which I don't think they had, as opposed to Evolution 1. In the first Evolution Battle Royal, did you think Ivory was going to win? Did you think Jazz was going to win, or Medusa? No, you didn't think that. You went but they added this element to make it special, this bigger international, this celebration of women's wrestling, right? You have all these other women that are involved. Get them involved.
Yeah, and real quick, I was here obviously watching with someone who was very upset that Lita wasn't a part of it for whatever reason, and I think Trish did the moonsault as kind of a nod because I don't. We were saying when was the last time we saw Trish do a moonsault, and it was great, by the way.
Trish Stratus being great, what a shock, you know what I mean?
But I think that was a nod, if anything. Real quick before we move on, and fair assessment there, Bill. Vicaire, Bryan Danielson, Jeff Hardy, Ambrose Moxley. I would agree with all that. The people don't need it from everyone, but that genuine self, yeah, especially like Jeff, I love that. Will always resonate, man. To me, I would agree with that. Really great assessment by Matt, the Andy Smart as well. Catch us. We'll be on the radio, I think, on noon this Sunday on WMCX 88.9 FM out of Monmouth University. You guys can listen on the website as well if you're not in the greater Jersey Shore area. All right, Bill, we touched on Trish versus Miss Tiffy Time, the WWE champion. I really love this match. I know that you had said, like, you know, what's the point of the legends coming back? Like, if they're just going to lose. To me,
I didn't say that.
Oh, I apologize. I apologize for misquoting you. I apologize. But to that point, to me, I don't take it for granted when I get to see these guys and gals come back, especially the likes of Trish. She put on a hell of a match with Tiffany Stratton. I thought it was one of her better, and they were all great. She's in fantastic shape. She looks like she hasn't missed a beat. I thought she was fantastic. She busted out that moonsault. I really, really like this match. I thought it was great to see Trish. And in the post show, she said, this might be, and I know you're going to make a joke, but this might be my last match. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, I remember that last match with Charlotte Flair at SummerSlam a few years ago.
I knew, oh, man.
They're pro wrestlers.
Trish, they don't retire.
Bro. They don't retire. They just don't. Remember Bryan Danielson was supposed to retire? I think he got on I think it was in the ring on Sunday. You know? But here's the thing. It's when they announced it, it didn't feel like, whoa, Trish Stratus is back in the ring. It felt like, Trish is in the match. It didn't feel special. Doesn't mean the match isn't going to be good. Didn't mean the match isn't good. But when you're promoting a show, it's the diminished returns. It's like, we got Trish Stratus. Well, we saw her 3 months ago. Then we saw her, and by the way, we saw her a month ago before that. So we've already seen her 3 times this year. So you're pulling the rabbit out of the hat again. It's like, let's put Trish on the show. It's like if maybe she hadn't wrestled this year, and then all of a sudden it's like Trish Stratus is back after 2 years of being away from WWE to challenge for the title one more time. Holy shit, that is a way to promote a show. Instead of like, you've seen Trish twice already. We're going to have her again. I don't know. It feels like you keep diminishing a little bit. And I just felt like they could have.
I hate that Trish is the example here, man.
Well, Goldberg is the same thing.
Well, that's like, why don't you use Goldberg?
Because we're talking about Evolution.
You were right. Yeah.
You know?
I hate that Trish is the one we're making the point on this one.
Goldberg, Undertaker, Legend here, Kurt Angle. All these people, you keep bringing them back. After a while, it loses its efficacy. AEW had it with Sting. He's done. Gone. You can't see him anymore. Even with that, it was like, when Sting wrestled, it was very sparingly and it was special, and he did some crazy stuff. Like when you keep bringing people back every year, and then having some of these people wrestling multiple times, it's not as special. It's just like, Rob, what's your favorite dessert?
Oh man, anything I eat with Victoria.
Jesus, jumping Christ.
Chocolate chip cookies.
Okay, so chocolate chip cookies. Imagine on Christmas Day, Vicky makes a special batch of chocolate chip cookies. And she does it once a year, and you're like, oh my God, this is my favorite thing in the world. I love these cookies. Then you get them for New Year's. Then you get them for Valentine's Day.
I don't see the problem.
Then you get them for St. Patrick's Day. Then imagine you get them every single week. The special, they might be delicious. You might love them. But that specialty, that uniqueness, that thing that happens one time a year, it's not as special. You say that now, but if it keeps happening, it won't mean as much. You know what I'm saying? So, and people will be like, well, I've already seen Trish once. I've seen Trish West. Yeah, people love Vicky. This is the whole thing. So, yes. Follow Vicky Venuto on all your favorite social media platforms. But that's what I mean. It's the diminishing returns. It's like, how many times do you see Goldberg come back and look like a retired cop who does MMA? You know, it's just like, He does.
All right, I'm gonna take it to the chat here real quick because
You want me to bust out Goldberg? What more do you want?
Can't put everything on Goldberg. You are not the expert of
can.
execution. Oh, we're off the rails.
I read the book. I read that.
Here we go. Wait.
So
You'll like this one, Bill. Let Bill cook, bro. He's making let Bill cook, man. He's is that what the kids do?
I'm making a fine stew right now.
Bill keeps it entertaining, man. I love the cookies. It's special every time, right? You gotta get milk. You're good to go. And now I think you will be making me cookies next week. Probably not. She's got a huge week. I'm very proud of her. I'm very proud of her. All joking aside, I just hate that this was kind of the point made here because I just thought that match was so good. And also, like, I also look at it as like not just from like the butts and seat. And I know, yes, it's a business, and I understand that's number one. But to me, like, I don't take it for granted that they're back, but also like they're giving back to the younger talent, to the upcoming, because they know they have to pass the torch.
They do.
You know?
Well, not all of them do, but she
there
does. Oh, come on.
Let's see what Calvin's
How many locker rooms you been in, brother?
Yeah, we want to hear. Yeah, exactly. Let's and I want to be very respectful of that. Let's see what the chat has to say, because I certainly don't know everything. But that being said, I thought it was a great match. I was so happy. I don't say pleasantly surprised, but pretty good, that match was really, really good. That PLE didn't need legends in the ring. This is Kelvin. I'm not mad at what I got, though. I saved the crisp shortbread cookies until after New Year's. A little shortbread, brother.
But until, I understand, but I'm just saying.
Dude, that spicy chicken sandwich, Matt Wittes, Andy Smart saying I can eat Popeyes every week, though.
Yeah,
don't touch yours. You look fantastic, bro.
I know I do. The acid reflux is going to come your way.
Yeah, she says the same thing. That's so. You guys are the same.
You're like, oh, I got a heartburn.
Oh man, but I do want to reiterate, man. I thought that was an awesome match, and a lot of them was really, really good. Not the better. Anything else we really want to touch on from Evolution? Anything that really stood out to you, Bill? I'll take a quick.
I hated the NXT title match. The ending of that, it's just so dopey.
Obvious. Did you see it coming?
Yeah, who did see Blake Monroe turning? It was so obvious. And what I hate is JC Jane is a hard worker. She's been in NXT like forever.
I think the longest.
She has the title, but she feels like the fifth wheel, because it was just like Blake Monroe and Jordynne Grace is the more important feud. And it feels like all what's going to happen is Blake is going to like weasel her way into this new faction. She'll get the belt, and then everyone's going to follow her. It's just like, it just is like infuriating because this is my thing with NXT. Like I've said, and this goes back to the black and gold. I know sacrilegious to say it. They love the ready-made star that they don't really have to do much to. So why you put this work into JC Jane, just let her run with it for like a couple months and not have her overshadowed by Jordynne Grace and Blake Monroe. But that's what you're doing. And Blake Monroe won the title. She'll have it in like 2 or 3 months. And it's ridiculous. Like, she is great.
Still starting a movement here on the chat. Go ahead, Bill. I'm sorry.
Blake Monroe, Mariah May, whatever you want to call her, fantastic, right? Deserves everything she gets, right? But why do you have to sacrifice someone who's like, you're making them a transitional champ? Much like I think like they're going to do with Naomi, because they want to put it on Stephanie. I just think like, it's just like, stop cutting off your future stars at the knees for people who are already, made. Why put them in NXT? Put them on the main roster. Does Jordynne Grace need to be in NXT? No. She should be on the main roster. But you undercut the development of very talented women that you have in NXT for what? For ratings? I don't know.
And I don't like putting stuff out there that's not true. So check me in the chat. Did she choose NXT? I felt like there was something
how much do you buy that?
I just, and again, I don't want to put it out there if that's not 100% true. So
no, I think she did, and Stephanie said the same thing. And
learn English,
But I also feel like some of that's corporate speak, some of that's being a good team player. Maybe they're very honest about it, but ultimately, to me, it's a pattern that I've seen work forever in NXT. Look at NXT Black and Gold and all the men's champions. How many of them were homegrown NXT people under Triple H? None. None. Gargano, Andrade, Drew, Cole, Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, Ciampa. They were all stars before they came there. Some of them got made up, some of them were elevated. But they were all names that people who watched NXT knew. The women's division was different until after the Four Horsemen left. After that, then it was Asuka, it was Athena, it was Shayna Baszler, it was Kairi Sane, it was Toni Storm, all ready-made stars who were famous before they came in. And I don't like when they do that because there are very talented people in NXT in the women's division who I think need that time to shine because you need the next generation to start getting ready. Because Mercedes is gone. How long does, and how long is everyone else going to stick around? How long is Becky Lynch, how long is she going to be a full-time wrestler for? She just signed on to be in a new FX series. You have to start getting stars. You can't just keep buying them. So I think that's a disservice they do to NXT sometimes.
I think, I don't even want to say this, but I think the NXT women's division was very, very strong. The past couple months was very, very strong. I think Vicaire going up and Julia going up, I don't want to say hurt it because it's still very strong, but it's not at the tier that it was. I think that's fair to say.
But real quick, stopped because they were there, in my opinion.
You think the momentum stopped?
I think, yeah.
Real quick, I want to touch on everything you said real quick, Bill. Kelvin in the chat saying, I don't buy it. If you come from outside, you got to learn the system. I get what you're saying. I was kind of thinking that too, Kelvin. Jordan Grace could be feuding with Jade Cargill. Yeah, and I don't disagree that she should or could be on the main roster right now. As far as JC Jane, there's so many things I want to hit on real quick. I'll kind of go backwards. As far as JC Jane, she's been there the longest. I did not see her winning that NXT championship. No disrespect. I don't think anyone did. I think she's doing a good job. And I think the story with her is essentially like everyone is there. Like we're kind of talking about, everyone is doubting me. Everyone's taking me for granted. And she didn't lose. I picked her to win at Evolution. Mostly because she's very heavily involved in the Slammiversary angle. So I knew she's going to be in that Slammiversary match. I was at a lot of the tapings. And that's not a spoiler at this point in time. But I knew that she's going to be there. And maybe Jordan would have been there too if there was something going on. As far as the Blake Monroe thing, I will agree with you on this, Bill. Painfully obvious, especially that little promo they cut backstage. It's like, oh, she's turning on. I even said it. I'm like, oh, she's going to turn. Painfully obvious. Real quick to that point. I'm just trying to hit on all these, Bill. It's mid-July. Kelvin saying Blake Mariah is going to betray her friend every single time. I think that's very, very fair. That's her character.
It's almost like it's timeless, right?
All right. Blake Monroe was always going to turn. It's her MO. Yeah, saying the same thing. JC Jane is so damn good. They need to recognize. Just remember, Blake was made in New Japan Pro Wrestling, really good stuff. I'm cycling through the comments right here. I think we got down to Kelvin, excuse me. Sorry, Kelvin. I'm reading very fast.
It's not Kevin McAllister.
It is not. We acknowledge Kelvin at all times.
See, I had some good points. I watch WWE. People just don't believe it.
I'll say this with Jordan. She's so good, and I'll make this point. I'm going a different way, Bill. I get the point you're trying to make. I think that the NXT is one of my favorite shows right now. I think there's some great talent coming up, and I get what you're saying. Like you had guys like Gargano, now they're on the main roster, and tag division makes sense for them. But I would like more. Obviously, he's one of my favorites. I'll say this with Jordan. I thought she would have won the title by now. I thought she would have had some sort of singles gold by now, whether it be main roster. I thought for sure. I didn't pick her here because I kind of knew, but I think she will be the NXT Women's Champion. But
sure, yeah.
It's been 3 misses, I think. Real quick. Yes, Matt, you hit on this perfectly. I always say this, super underrated. Fallon Henley, amazing.
Give her the moment. But she's now, she's going to be like third banana to JC and Mariah May, Unless,
fatal influence implodes. Sure. Then maybe that's when
she's a better babyface too.
Do you think Fallon Henley's a better babyface?
I think so.
Interesting. She's really, really good, Matt. Thank you for bringing that up in the chat. What do we all think about the Jelly Roll appearance and him wrestling at SummerSlam? We'll get to that in 1 second. Anything you want to
stoked for it? I'm so excited for you.
What about Braun just because
Braun,
yeah, we've been saying Braun the past couple shows,
Well,
and I
yeah,
think
I mean,
Mueller
people have
started that
taste.
one. Shout out Mike Mueller. Overall, I really enjoyed Evolution. I thought, like we said at the beginning of the show, Bill, like everyone stepped it up this weekend. I don't care what flag you wave or what promotion. Like I care about the talent. I care about their stories. I love seeing some good high flying action. You know, that's my cup of tea. But there was a flavor for everybody this weekend.
Yes, sir.
I thought Evolution. And I don't want to be like the women, like just everyone knocked it out of the park, like all of them. It was such a great show, from the IC championship match to the women's world heavyweight championship or world championship at the end. It was so good. The cash in really was a nice, solid ending. And it was great wrestling for everybody. So real quick, we'll get to that question, Bill, because I know you want to talk about it. What do we think about Jelly Roll? No? Oh, well, it's
what do I
Randy
want to
Orton.
think about Jelly Roll is, God bless the guy. He looks like he's having the best time of his life.
He looks good.
He's got a hell of a choke slam.
I thought it was a great choke slam.
It's a great choke slam, but I don't. Personally, you're going to say, hey, how do you feel, Bill Botkin? I don't care. But like I said before, they have, like, WWE was solidified their flag. AEW solidified their flag. If you're excited for this match is going to deliver, because you've got Drew McIntyre in this, and he is going to make this match work. And he's going to make Jelly Roll look like $1 million.
Yeah. And again, yeah. I know everyone's kind of weird about like the celebrity thing, and I get
That's their thing now. It's like it's part of the furniture. Though. But it's more now.
I guess they were fighters. Like Mr. T was a fighter. Yeah,
no,
I get it. Or like football players.
Celebrities were like, you know, this is the host, or like Colin Jost is in the battle royal and he's gonna jump out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, it's wow. Colin Jost. Who knew? But it's like there's like other things. Like now they're wrestling. Logan Paul is wrestling. Ronda wrestled. Jelly Roll's wrestling. They're wrestling now, and I think that's just like part of the game now. Pun intended, I guess.
Yeah, I see what you did there. Yeah, to me, it's always like first and foremost, like I get it. Someone who doesn't watch wrestling loves Jelly Roll. Oh, I'm gonna watch SummerSlam's Jelly Roll. I get it. Like makes 100. That's great model. That being said, I always like to be respectful of the performers. Like they've honed their craft. They've trained. They've traveled. From a canon and storyline perspective, I get the business of it, and I get the celebrity. It would be great to see Jelly Roll. Hopefully he performs. But musically at SummerSlam. But from a pure storyline perspective, I don't like it when an outsider comes in and can hang with these larger than life athletes and performers and champions and titans. Just from a storyline. I mean, bring in Mr. T, that's cool. Bring in like a football player, that's cool. But go ahead, Bill.
But Jelly Roll, what's he got? He's huge.
He's huge. Guy. Yes.
So that's what they're gonna do. Do big guy stuff. Like Bad Bunny, like he was like do little guy stuff,
but he was
and then
good.
We'll put you. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think the bigger thing here is these dudes and ladies who are famous, who are in these matches, they're training hard to do this because they wanted to. And I think that's the difference now. Just like these cats aren't getting a payday. Hugh Jackman punching out Ziggler is like one of my favorite Raw moments of all time.
Huge jacked man.
Huge jacked man. Totally the good chicken and rice for that guy. He honestly, like they're putting in the work. So I think the rest people respect it. And they said they've been training. So I'm like, hey, more power to him. If you're training, like that's not easy. I couldn't do that.
I'll counter with this.
Rob's going to do it.
I
saw the fireman's carry.
Yes, yeah, right, yeah. That all joking aside, and I always say this because especially in indie wrestling, like I feel like a lot of times, and I've talked about this on the show many times, so this is not a surprise. I don't love it when like the announcers or ring announcers or anybody like they get in a match or they become part of the feud. I mean, part of the feud as long as it's not physical, whatever. But like you're not trained, you're not a talent, especially here in New Jersey. Like you're not a talent. Like be respectful. You can't. It just makes the performers look weak. It doesn't make sense. The fans don't want to see it. No disrespect. No one wants to see Rob Williams unless it's against Vargas. No one wants to see it. And I joke.
You're insane for saying that.
Yes. But no one wants to see that.
No, like Tony Schiavone with FTR.
You got me on a tangent. I'm sorry.
So Tony Schiavone with FTR, they're going to pile drive him. And it was like, oh my God, he's so old. They can't do that. And that's like a heel thing, right? And so Nigel McGuinness stands up. It's like, can't do that to my friend. That behooves a match.
Right.
That's how you do it.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. And I don't want anyone getting hurt or anything. And I have so much respect. Obviously, I date a wrestler. I'm friends with a lot of professionals. I have respect. Just like if someone came in and did a drum solo that didn't know how to play the drums, you know what I mean? Like I've been teaching and it's the same kind of thing. Obviously, I don't put my body on the line unless there's pyrotechnics. But I digress. There are never pyrotechnics. I'm way off on a tangent here.
Jelly Roll. But we were saying about like
yes.
Listen, Jelly Roll, that's your thing. You know, I mean, he's going to do that. You're not a huge fan of the celebrities getting in, but I think that's the business WWE's in. They're looking to commodify all their matches. They want sponsors, and what a way to get Jelly Roll involved. You know what I mean?
JVD, I want to play Jelly Donut. Book it. That will be me tomorrow morning. I'll say this. To counter kind of one of the things you were saying earlier, Bill, I was thinking this. 100%. A lot of people, here for the payday, here to do this, whatever. I think a lot of these celebrities, that especially musicians, and again, this is not picking anyone out. Like, I think they want to be a WWE. I think they're fans.
They do.
They want to be a WWE superstar and do the chokes. And that's not always a bad thing, but have the respect for it, train. It's got to be right. It can't be everybody.
That's a shoot.
You know me.
Read between the lines, guys. You know where you are.
Hey, Bill, we hit our times, man. We hit our times, and JVD, I'll get your comment real quick because we're going to sign off. We're going to get you right in time for Monday Night Raw. Jelly Roll. JVD does not like Jelly Roll in wrestling. He hates it. It's a special attraction. Knocking down Logan and teaming with the Legend Killer. Look, let's just say this now. I think Jelly Roll's got an RKO with his name written on it.
And JVD, I mean, he RKO'd Joe Hendry, and I don't want to get into that. So we don't want to go down that again. Because he didn't believe in Joe Hendry, I'll tell you that. But I mean, that's a joke. But I get what he's saying too. Like, but that's why I think it's great you have an alternative. Like, if you're like, I hate this, well, you have plenty of other places to watch, or plenty of other matches to watch too, and all these flavors. It's not just one flavor of ice cream anymore.
Yeah,
but I can see why you don't like it.
It's the celebrities. Personally, the celebrities are never my favorite. Hugh Jackman, though, like Matt said, I love Hugh Jackman. So to each their own. If I'm a huge Travis Barker fan, Travis Barker comes later, I'm gonna love it. If you're a huge Jelly Roll, so I get it. I totally get it. Not always my flavor of ice cream. JVD, and I want to shout him out. Front Row Mafia. We'll see you tomorrow at War on the Shore. Fight Factory Wrestling. Get your tickets now. Point Pleasant, the Vicious One.
Tiki Bar.
Lady Frost and. From AEW, and of course, WWE ID Zeta Steel in a triple threat match for the women's championship over there. I'm so excited. I'll be hanging with the Front Row Mafia tomorrow, sitting down, enjoying with them, and they are so respectful of the performers.
What's the DraftKings line on that match is what I want to know.
I mean, I don't know. I'll check it out, but I know I put 50 on Vicious, so
that's gas money, but okay.
Yeah, that's right. Also, I want to shout out real quick, and Bill, I'll let you go. I'll let you get your shameless promo in again this Friday. MJN Center, Poughkeepsie, New York. ACW, the Vicious One is taking on the ACW Women's Champion Indy Hartwell. Very excited for that match this Friday. MJN Center. Get your tickets now. I believe it's AwesomeChampionshipWrestling.com or This Is ACW on socials. And JVD saying Vicious wins the belt at Tiki or I Riot. I hope it happens. I hope we have 2 new belts this week. Bill, thank you, man. This was a lot of fun, man. What do you got for us?
All right. Follow thepopbreak.com and all your favorite social media platforms at The Pop Break, except for YouTube. We are at popbreak.com, all spelled out. Most recently, we were at AEW Dynasty in Philadelphia. See my filming of questions with Adam Cole, Anthony Bowens, Tony Khan, Tony Storm, all sorts of people. We have all media scrums going back. Our old BCP alum, Kimmy So Cool, she did a whole bunch of stuff for us back in Chicago, in New York, all over the place with tons of AEW talent. So go check that out. I host a whole bunch of podcasts. Socially Distanced, our weekly flagship pop culture podcast. This coming week, we are talking about Superman. Next week, we're doing something, and then it's Fantastic Four at the end of the month. Last 2 weeks were Jurassic Park themed. We went back to the original film and then did Jurassic World Rebirth. Go follow that. Socially Distanced on all your favorite platforms of the Bill and the Bill versus the MCU podcast, which is a Marvel First Watch and Rewatch podcast. You can check that out on the Pop Break feed. Launching a new podcast this year called It's a Pod World, where we are talking to creatives within the fandom of Disney. And also go over to the Pop Break. I have tons of stuff. Just wrote about the new AMC series Nautilus. I've interviewed a ton of bands this year. Dispatch, Robert Randolph's coming, a whole bunch of great bands I have over there. Click the interview tab over on the Pop Break. Rob's got a whole bunch of stuff over there. He's a senior editor over there. And thank you.
Senior citizen.
Oh, well, I'll be there first. Thank you, Rob, as always, for having me and putting up with my shenanigans. I didn't really curse that much, and I think I did an okay job of talking about old WWE. But Rob, king of this shameless self-promotion, got to give the people what they want.
Dude, I just talked about Vicky the whole time. We got some stuff too. We got a little site, bcp-plus.com. Check out our interview with the Hardys where I tried to make them juke just for Bill Bodkin, and we had some fun over there. Joe Henry interview. Hoping to be talking to Mike Santana again sometime soon. Casey Navarro, our guy, as we head towards Slammiversary and SummerSlam. So much to talk about. Bill, I appreciate you coming on. And guys, like we always say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We out. Peace. BCP is brought to you by our favorite store, Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, located in the Englishtown Flea Market in New Jersey from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, and online at FunkensteinWrestlingSuperstore.com. Get your favorite wrestling merch, retro video games, Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe, so much more. It's our favorite store. Thank you, Heather and Dan, for sponsoring the BCP. Also got to welcome back our sponsors, the No Gimmicks Podcast, the podcast that keeps it 100% real 100% of the time. Check out our guy Kelvin, only on the No Gimmicks Podcast. Wrestling All Day, All Night is the best wrestling discussion group on Facebook. We provide more of a community feel here, and have wrestling fans introduce other fans to something they may not have seen before, such as old school wrestling, indie wrestling, Japanese wrestling, and so much more. We also strive to be a source of information regarding upcoming wrestler meet and greets and signings. And remember, we're open 24/7, all day, all night. Be sure to follow on socials and join the group on Facebook at Wrestling All Day, All Night. Welcome back our sponsors, Sweet Chin Musings. Sweet Chin Musings is the creation of the reigning, rarely defending, highly disputed champion of wrestling podcast, Mr. Perfect, Mike Mueller, and his tag team partner in crime, Luke Kudialis. SCM focuses on the in-ring product of WWE and AEW, no dirt sheet rumors here, as well as backstage news, predictions, and analysis of characters, storylines, and major pay-per-views. Old school fans, don't worry, we have you covered as well, with a look back on classic matches, top 10 lists, and interactive tournaments that let the fans decide who is truly the best of all time. You can find them at Facebook at Sweet Chin Musings, and check out the podcast on all major podcast platforms. Please welcome back our sponsors on the BCP Plus and the podcast, GPW Productions. GPW provides your promotion or event with top-tier video, audio production, live streaming, and more. I can personally vouch for them in saying they are hands down the best production company I've ever worked with, as they have and continue to work with the likes of AEW, GCW, StarCast, MLW, not to mention the majority of the local independent promotions here in the tri-state area. They can even help you film a vignette or promo for your persona or gimmick. And guess what? GPW doesn't just work in wrestling. No, they cover MMA, boxing, basketball, or any other sporting event as well. On a personal note, I'd like to thank Mike Sesko, Frank Leone, O'Neil Andros, and the team for giving me multiple opportunities to work with them and some of the best talent in the world. Thank you, GPW, and guys, book GPW for your promotion or event today at contact@gpwproductions.com. Please welcome back one of our favorite sponsors, Mania Club. Established in 2015, Mania Club is a WWE-recognized community for fans with an eclectic love for both the world of professional wrestling and raising money for Connor's Cure. During WrestleMania weekend, we host the official tailgate of WrestleMania while also celebrating the life of Conor McCallum. They are the single largest donor within the V Foundation for Connor's Cure, with over 150,000 raised. Please donate and join the Facebook group over at Mania Club on Facebook. Donate at jimmyv.org/Mania Club. Guys, please welcome in our new pod sponsor for the months of May and June, J. Adam Photography. Jay provides quality, artistic, innovative photography with a quick turnaround time. Be sure to check out his latest ISPW wrestling pics and much more stellar content. Right now, wrestlers can do a special portrait shoot with Jay in Sparta, New Jersey for just $50. Contact Jay at Jay Vogel on Facebook and be sure to follow him across socials. Thank you, Jay, for sponsoring the BCP. Guys, let's welcome in our new pod sponsor, Cooper Groove Grips. When you play Cooper Groove drumsticks, you get increased sensory feedback from your hands, so your grip will naturally loosen, but you have complete control. With that taking place, you don't have fatigue and soreness, which can lead to long-term issues. Guys, as a drummer, Cooper Groove is my drumstick of choice. Sweaty hands aren't a problem. Grip is good. Don't forget to check out their amazing Cooper Groove bats coming out soon. Guys, follow at Cooper Groove Grips on Facebook. Guys, please welcome in our new podcast sponsors, ISPW Weekly, where we dive deep into the world of ISPW, the crossroads of professional wrestling. Join Jumpin' Jay and Total with Tom every week as they interview the stars of the ring, uncover their stories, rivalries, and the electrifying action that defines ISPW. Be sure to check out ISPW Weekly on the ISPW Facebook page every week. Please welcome in our new pod and daily site sponsor, Twisted Shamrock Studios and Spa, located in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. Twisted Shamrock is a retro spa experience for the average Joe and Jane. Meet the next evolution of recovery and relaxation. Right now, you can try their introductory offer, where you can try a core service to include massage, skincare, facial, stretch therapy, body slimming, toning, personal training, and spray tanning for 30 minutes for just $30. This is perfect for our wrestling pals as well. Book today. Call 484-574-8868 or visit www.twistedshamrockstudiospa.com. Guys, please welcome back our returning podcast sponsor, USDN. USDN Podcast is run by USDN Chairman and the Council of Nerds. We bring you all the latest news and rumors from the world of nerds and consolidate it right here at the U.S. Department of Nerds. USDN is for the people, by the people, and of the people. Follow them at facebook.com/US Department of Nerds. Guys, please welcome in our new pod sponsor for 2025, the Ropes and Riffs podcast, featuring Maestro John Kiernan, speaking with the stars of professional wrestling about their in-ring, tunage, gear, and so much more. Check out John's interviews with the likes of Lince Dorado, Mercedes Martinez, and so much more. Find the Ropes and Riffs podcast on all major podcast platforms. Guys, please welcome in our new podcast sponsor, EM Collectibles, featuring live signings, collectibles, toys, and more. Be sure to follow them on Facebook and stay tuned for their upcoming events. Upcoming events right now, March 8th, Hernando Toy and Comic Show, the Hernando County Fairgrounds live signing with Super Crazy. March 22nd, Neg Dog Championship Wrestling presents Music and Mayhem in Hudson, Florida with special guest Super Crazy. March 29th and 30th, 2025 Syracuse Collectors Con in Syracuse, New York with Bill Alfonso, Gary Wolf, and the quintessential stud muffin Joel Gertner, March 30th only. April 5th, New England Fan Fest, and we'll have Buff Bagwell. April 13th, 2025, our premiere show, Bring Back the Memories Toy Show, and May 10th, our renowned 90s Wrestling Con in Morristown, New Jersey, guests to be named soon. Warriors of Wrestling returns to Staten Island for Ultimate Survival, featuring former WWE superstars The Headbangers and former TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions, current TNA stars Spitfire, with a Royal Rumble style main event, 6 p.m. doors, 7 p.m. bell time. Get your tickets now at warriorsofwrestling.com. BCW presents Queen of the North 6, Thursday, July 31st at the Mecca 106 Bergen Ave in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, streaming on Title Match Network. Get your tickets now. Guys, please welcome back